The Major and Minor Fair welcomes students to explore various majors and minors offered at UTC, and housing students were awarded for their academic achievements, this and more. I'm Amani Wilson, and your news starts now. The third annual Taste of Black Chattanooga was held yesterday in the UC Tennessee room, where vendors from across Chattanooga brought a taste of their home-cooked meals to UTC. Students were given a platter and a golden fork where they walked around and tasted a bit of everything, only to give their fork to their favorite chef. Each restaurant is in a small location or makes their food from home. Either way, each year they gain more traction. Can't wait to see them next year. Undecided or can't pick a major? The Majors and Minors Fair happened last Wednesday, where it showcased all the possible options for students, ranging from foreign language to computer science. UTC housing students were celebrated for their hard work, academically. The event, called Scholars in Residence, took place this Wednesday at the UC Auditorium. Faculty, staff, parents, and loved ones packed the auditorium to see the recognition.
I am excited to be standing before scholars, greatness, and we are all witnesses to that right here in this auditorium today.
More than half of the students who live on campus made the Dean's List with the 3.0 grade point average. Students and student-led organizations are struggling with the University of Texas's ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. This follows a law banning DEI efforts, which went into effect this year. DEI focused on groups are banned from meeting during working hours, using campus spaces without paying a fee, and communicating through university email. Those same groups are also banned from accessing university funding. The university's Multicultural Center was also closed. The law is following a similar law in Florida that was put into effect last July. Similar measures are moving through the Tennessee legislature, which we will provide more info on this story as it develops. A science experiment gone wrong at a Tennessee elementary school sent 18 students and a teacher to the hospital last Friday in Gallatin. The third graders at Vanna Stewart Elementary were conducting science experiments with an outside presenter, and several said they began to feel sick after an experiment with dry ice. Several children became nauseous, and school administrators called emergency responders, who transported the students and teachers as a precaution, Sumner County Schools Director Scott Langford said. The school statement said everyone transported was in good condition, and Langford said they were released later in the day. Fire crews accessed and ventilated the room where the experiment took place. Langford said officials were thankful for the quick response from school administration and first responders. The Democratic primaries in South Carolina saw Joe Biden with 96.2% of the votes. Marianne Williamson lagged behind with 2.1% and Dean Phillips with 1.7%. Tomorrow, the first Southern state to do this primaries this year will see Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Haley was South Carolina's governor for 6 years, but sees competition with most Republicans, seeing Trump as their next leader. Looks like Groundhog's prediction came in a couple weeks early. We're already feeling that spring weather. Noah, what you got?
That's right, we'll see plenty of cloudy skies next week, but that will not stop the heat from rising. Today there's a high 65 and a low 42. This week we'll jump from 53 to 64 degrees as the highs, and 29 to 45 in our lows. Monday and Tuesday will mostly be cloudy temperatures in the low 70s, and Wednesday and Thursday we'll see a high chance of rain. Enjoy that spring weather in February. That's all for weather. Back to you.
Russia's longtime opposition politician Alexei Navalny died in prison last Friday. The prison says Navalny lost consciousness after going for a walk and could not be resuscitated. Monday, Navalny's wife, Yulia Navalny, vowed to continue the fight against the Kremlin. In her video, she alleged his body was being kept from the family because he had been murdered. Tuesday, the Kremlin rejected a call for post-mortem examination, saying Moscow does not accept such demands. The U.S. will hold a major sanctions package today to hold Russia accountable for Navalny's death. Many countries are presenting arguments on Israel's occupation of Palestinian territory at the International Court of Justice this week. Tuesday, the 10 countries that spoke revolved around the right of Palestinian people to self-determination. They stressed Israel's obligation to cease violations. South Africa asked the World Court to find Israel's occupation illegal and claims apartheid. Both South Africa and Saudi Arabia call for an immediate end to occupation, but on another note, the U.S. legal advisor Richard Visek said Israel should not be legally obligated to withdraw. Visek says Israeli movement requires consideration of its security needs. The Lady Mocs win big in Southern Conference play. Here's Sade with the details.
Hello, I'm Sade Van Zandt, and this is your UTC Sports News. It was a great week for our women's basketball team after defeating the Western Carolina Catamounts on Thursday night in McKenzie Arena 60-56. The Mocs captured the program's 23rd Southern Conference regular season title. The Mocs have an overall record of 23-3 and 11-0 in the SoCon. The job isn't over yet. The Mocs still have 3 Southern Conference matches, one being against UNCG this Saturday in McKenzie Arena at 2 p.m. Time for a little fun in the sand. The women's beach volleyball team will hit the road to catch some sun in Jacksonville, Florida, to kick off their season at Jacksonville Invitational. The Mocs will take on Palm Beach Atlantic Saturday at 8 a.m. and Coastal Carolina at 2 p.m. The Mocs are coming off a 2023 season in which the Mocs finished 19-15 overall, alongside a 7-3 record in the OVC, marking the program's best win total for the team since inception in 2020. Men's basketball with another win added to their record, putting them at 11-4 in conference play after defeating Wofford Wednesday night 81-65. The Mocs will travel to Charleston Saturday for a 2 p.m. match against the Citadel. Women's softball with a win under their belt this week after defeating Jacksonville State Wednesday night 4-0. The Mocs are now 7-4 and will compete in 5 matches this weekend at the Frost Classic here in Chattanooga at Frost Stadium. Head coach Frank Reed also reached 1,199 wins following Wednesday's night match against Jacksonville State. Men's tennis will take on Presbyterians this Saturday at 11 a.m. here in Chattanooga. The women's tennis team will take on Tennessee Wesleyan Saturday here in Chattanooga as well at 3 p.m. That's all for today. Back to you guys.
Did you see the Volkswagen bus on our campus? It's called the ID Buzz, and it made its Chattanooga debut this week on VW Day. Not only could students see the Buzz and the ID4, they could also learn about career opportunities at Volkswagen. 3 models are currently in production at the Chattanooga VW plant, and Volkswagen's plans to further expand the operation, which currently runs 3 shifts, 7 days a week.
Under roof, and I guess I can convert that to square feet for you. That's around 4 million square feet.
That's all for Mocs News. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to keep up with us on our Facebook and Instagram at Mocs News UTC. See you next week.